We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Arizona Cardinals. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Now a handoff looking right. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw here. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flushed out right, and it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. No. Check. Patriot.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Newton. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Gone.
Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Here we go. Blue 90.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Flex round! Flex round! We got 3. We got hut! Hut!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Paul. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep down into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. For Marshall, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the comebacker. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
They'll set up a throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now back to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Flex round! Flex round! Hut! Hut!
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Hut!
He'll look to throw. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Raiders have recovered. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. Chris Jones on the stop. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
He'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders have recovered.
It's not exactly round and round we go, but I'm looking at the poor defenses. Back-to-back possessions. The ball's turned over.
Back-to-back plays.
I mean, just that quickly. And you think you're going to the bench to get a little break, and all of a sudden you're hearing sudden change. Get back out there. Grabbing your helmets and running back out on the field. I don't think it's going to affect them much now. But if this keeps up, you have 2 very angry defenses. You have the offense to take care of the ball.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Sanders now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. So you can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
So after that sequence, if we're watching both teams' defenses, didn't it feel like a revolving door? One's on, they think they're off for a while. The other has to come on, they think they're on for a while. Then they're off. Here comes the other one. Just kept turning the ball over. They've got to cut that out.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead. That option pitch we saw, we don't witness a ton of that in the NFL, but it worked there down near the goal line for a score.
And it's actually a great call in goal line situations because as more and more quarterbacks enter the league with that mobility and having run option in college, more pro teams are adding it to their arsenal. And now it's not just, does the quarterback run it? Does he pitch it? Now they've added that 3rd element. He can rise up and throw the ball as well.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. More from the desert after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Newton. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Good, good! Good, good!
Looking to throw. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Sanders now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And last time, one play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
They'll look to throw here. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Stills the intended target. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back?
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Detroit!
On play action, they'll throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The Raiders on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw here. And incomplete on the deep ball.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just send it.
And look at this, it's a fake, but he will not make the first down marker, and that'll be a turnover on downs. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Back to throw. Flushed out right. He's going deep for Brown. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Come on, let's go! What? None!
They'll throw now on the final play. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete as well. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. A gutsy call there. Yates at the locker room with a lead. Tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They were already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
They'll start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Gordon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Ohio! Come on, let's go! Brad 38!
They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48.
Four down, check, four down.
And they'll go on the ground. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Unable to corral him. He fights through. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Leopard! Leopard!
And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, what a move. And now look at him go. 20, 10, touchdown, Cardinals. In for the score. And the Cardinals cut into that lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Gun!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gun!
throw here out of the gun. Looking sideline, incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Dodges him at the 50. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over first and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
I'm coming after you, 25. I'm coming after you, 25. Ohio!
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Paul. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
No, Jack, Patriot!
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
56. Lucky.
They'll drop to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Sanders now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that will extend this big lead. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Ohio! Ohio!
Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Flex round! Flex round!
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Four down. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
And they'll run it here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Detroit! Detroit!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. On 3rd down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 42 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Spins away. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the silver and black continue to roll. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Sanders now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go! White 90! White 90! Nice, sweetheart! Hut!
This is Gordon as they go to him again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
And that is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. This is brought in at the 21. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game. And that has to drive a coach crazy.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 18. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. Muscling free near the 40. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Right back to him on 1st down. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
4 down, 4 down. Hot.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, let's get them holes.
And there's no ground game here with the tailback. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they?